Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. Such a long time since I've made a video. Work has just been absolutely crazy. So this is the first opportunity that I've had to make a video, and I've decided to join a YouTube hop, like a video hop. And so in the description bar below, you'll see links to all of the other demonstrators that have done a YouTube video as part of this hop, so please go along and visit them. So I have been challenged as part of this video hop to make a card for a man. And in the designer series paper we have at the moment, the Come Sail Away is the popular and obvious choice for a card for a man, and I always try and think, well, let's just try and think of something different here. So this is what I've come up so far. So this is using the Tropical Oasis DSP. So I've used that on Pacific Point just because I love that colour, and then I've got some foil on here with the tailored punch, with some, I think this is shaded spruce, and some of the Noble Peacock foil. And then I made, so that was just a normal open like that one. And then I did this one. I was just flicking through Pinterest and I saw something but missed it, and I think this is what they did. So it's just a card again using Tropical Oasis. I've put that lovely backdrop in the back there using Night of Navy. And I've then got just another piece of card to put on the front using the Noble Peacock foil, and then I've layered up the punch pieces out of there, and then used the stamp set, which is underneath the whole pile of stuff over here. There it is. Use this stamp set, A Good Man. So, and I've come up with that. So I'm going to show you how I did that with all of the measurements, and there will be a blog post that goes with this as well, but I'm not putting it in the description bar. The description bar is for all of the other people taking part in the blog hop, but all you need to do is just search Taffy Crafting and it will come up with my blog, and you'll be able to find that. Anyway, so now I'm using Country Club Designer Series paper, and that has all sorts of things in there. Let me show you some of the things it's got. It's got this lovely argyle, and I love that. And then this one, which has the golf balls and the golf tees, also has this on the back. I love that. And I've teamed that up again with Night of Navy. And one sheet of 12 by 12 Night of Navy makes 3 of this type of card. So if you slice it at 12 inches by 9 inches and then slice that up again at 4 inches, you end up with a strip of 3 by 12 that you use for these, so you get 4 of them, and then you get a strip of 9 by 4, and it all fits into one 12 by 12 sheets of cardstock. So let me show you how I've put this together. So you start off with your sheet your sheet of cardstock that measures 4 inches by 9 inches. And the other thing that I didn't do is that you're then going to score at 3 inches on the long side. Okay, so when you've done that, so you end up with that, and that comes over like that. Okay. So then the next thing we need to do is to start decorating it. So I've got a sheet of DSP. Now you can use this for any card, and this is a great way, and I'm going to use this now to use up lots and lots of DSP. All of the DSP is retiring, and therefore I need to get this used up. So you can just chop down all of your DSP. That measures 5 3/4 by... No, it doesn't. Start again. It measures 5 7/8 by 3 7/8. And I'm going to just stick that into the inside there. Let's quickly grab some glue. I'll use liquid glue for that. These DSPs are retiring, and they will be retired, I think, at the end of May. In my blog, Taffy Crafting at blogspot.co.uk, there are links to all of these products. The 12 by 12 Night of Navy comes in a colour cardstock, and I think it's in the Regal. I think it's in the Regal collection, but I'll leave a link. So that goes on the inside. You could, if you wanted to, put something in there as well. I'm not going to bother with that. Fold that over, And then you need another piece of this, and this measures 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then we're just going to stick that on there as well. It just puts a nice border all the way round. So that's what we've got. And what I'm going to do for, if I wanted to write who this was for, I'm just going to put some white paper on the back there just so that I can write a note to whoever I'm sending this to. So got that. Next thing, you need a piece of card that measures 4 inches by 3 inches. I'll put that to one side. And I'm just going to put that on there. Now it does kind of just fade into the background a little bit really. And I'm just trying to think if I can do something about that. You can't actually see that's a layer. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to get some white cardstock. Why does this happen on my videos that all of a sudden something's not quite right and I've got to change it? A piece of white cardstock, very quickly, measure that. What are we measuring that to? 3 7/8. By 2 7/8. I just think it needs a white border around it. Definitely needs a white border around it. And then just trim this down to 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. I think it just needs that pop of white. It absolutely does need that pop of white behind it, without a doubt. Right, let's layer that up. So on there, and then just a nice border all the way around it. There's something a little bit inaccurate about my measurements there. Nothing wrong, nothing unusual there for me. And then we're going to pop that on there. Obviously, if you're doing it, you're going to take some time. I rush that. It's only if somebody was to look really carefully that they would see that that doesn't match. And we'll pop that on there like that. Just going to wiggle that a bit to get that. There we are. So that is going to go on there like that. Now I'm going to do something layered. You'll see here that I layered up this, and I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm not going to use this foil because it would not look right on there. We're going to start off with a piece of green card, because we have got some green running through this. I don't know what green it is, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to get from here, I'm going to take my tailor tag punch and I'm just going to push it about halfway through there. And I'm going to do that twice. And I'm going to do the same. Oh, also, while I'm there, I'm going to do a full one, like that. Then with my Night of Navy, I'm going to just go halfway down again, and again. Like that. And I'll show you how I'm going to layer it up. I'm going to start with the green. eyeball it roughly so it's in the middle. That needs to come over a bit. Like that. Great thing about using lines is that you can use them as a guide, which is ideal. And then that one's going to go over there like that. And then that one sits on top. So let's start with our green. It's all about spacing it out really and making sure that we get it properly spaced. But I think ultimately you would need it to be central. That's the main thing. And that's why I've used wet glue. So you want a bit of a space between those two. I'm going to use that line as a guide. I'm just testing this just so that I know, yeah, that's going to work. Okay. And then with your blue, so put that down on top of the green and then just lower it a little so that you've got a border around it. Not too big. But you need to make sure that these edges are flush to each other. And do the same with the other blue piece. Make sure that's flush to the edge and that you've got a nice even border all the way around. You'll take your time on that. I'm struggling with it because I can't get my head right over it. Okay, put that to one side for a minute and then we're left with that. I'm wondering if a bit more light is going to help with this. A little bit. So got that green one left and I'm going to use the same sentiment that I've used with the others, It's Your Day, and just use that in black. So with this card, I put black on Night of Navy. Not ideal, but it will do. I've got Memento ink and I'm just going to load my ink up on there, line it up on my shape. I think that's straight. I'm not very good at getting my stamps straight on. And then I'm just going to stick that on there so that it sits there showing all of the layers around it. So just while I'm putting the rest of this together, please don't forget to go and visit all of the other YouTubers in the hop. If you like what they do, then subscribe to their channel and then you'll be notified of all of their different videos that they put together. Right, so with this, we just need to put some glue onto the back half of just that half. And again, because we've got these lovely lines on here that are going to help us line it up. So just some glue on that half. And then I'm going to use that black line that's running almost all the way down the middle of that. And then pop that on like that. I think that's a lovely manly card. I don't like to kind of label things as manly or feminine or anything because, you know, we're all different, aren't we? But, you know, if you were looking for a card for the man in your life and they like golf, then I think that's ideal. And I think you could put a sentiment inside there. Should we just quickly do that? Let's just quickly do that. You thought I was finished, didn't you? So trim that to 2 3/4. By 3 3/4. And we'll just put that in there for your sentiment, and you can write in there. Just the border all the way around. Job done. And there you go. A nice card for a man. Thank you ever so much for joining me. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see some further tutorials. See you all again soon. Bye bye.